Good day to you. It is I, Justin Hawkins. Today, I'll be trying to understand the phenomenon of Mr. Brightside by the Killers. I don't understand it. Do you understand it? Maybe there's nothing to understand. Let's get under the hood and find out what's happening. Justin Hawkins writes again. Oh, good. So an email came through just as I was doing that. That's brilliant. So here's some facts about Mr. Brightside. It's the first single released by the Killers. Was it? I always thought that one about Smile Like You Mean It. I thought that one came first. It was released in 2003 but became more popular upon its re-release in 2004. I wonder why they did that. Is it like when a-ha re-released Take On Me because they had a special video? But it sold over 3.5 million copies in the States and 3.5 million copies in the UK. That's 7 million altogether. It is the longest charting single on the UK Singles Chart Top 100, which is basically the charts, with 307 weeks, which is 5 years and 10 months on the chart as of March 2022. And it's the most streamed track released prior to 2010. What? In October 2010, it was voted 9th in the greatest guitar riffs. What? What guitar riff? Where is the guitar riff? Okay, this is not good enough. I'm going to have to listen to this now. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. I read a little bit about this song. Apparently these lyrics are about when Brandon Flowers' erstwhile partner behaved unfaithfully and there was some infidelity. It's horrible to actually be addressing that in this. This is supposed to be a musical analysis, but I suppose in terms of lyrics, it's informed by jealousy, paranoia, and heartbreak as well. Heartbreak's an important part of the best love songs, isn't it? And sort of goes a long way to the longevity of a song, doesn't it? To have that in its core. Now I'm falling asleep, and she's calling a cab. He looks so young in this. What's cool about it is that's, I think that's something like a pedal, or musically it's just a constant. Everything else is moving around it. It's like I don't know whether does that count as a pedal? I think it does, yeah, because it's one note, so it's like that's pedaling. And then there's a descending bass line, and obviously the chords around it change while the note remains. And then he lyrically saves the punchline of what he's taking off, and it's dress now, he didn't have a dress dad. So for the pre-chorus, the dress is the punchline, and it's the end of the previous line, but it's going into the one of the pre-chorus, if you know what I mean. And then it changes colour a little bit, gets a little bit more melodic, as a relief, really, because you've had a lot of this and the tension and the anguish and the paranoia and all the things that he's talking about. See, I never noticed that listening to it with headphones on now, all the synthesizers are happening over this side, and there's some guitars over there. It's actually arranged, in terms of the way they've balanced the mix and everything. It's reminding me a little bit of what AC/DC might do, but there's Malcolm over there, but then there's Rick Wakeman or someone on a synthesizer over there, and it adds to the stereo image and it makes it sound like a real band, which I think is part of the appeal of the Killers, is that they are a real band, aren't they? They're musicians that grew up together, probably have known each other for a long time, and I think they come from Las Vegas. Is that right? I actually met Brandon Flowers one morning. I was having breakfast at the Sunset Marquis, which is, I think, one of the rock and roll hotels in Los Angeles. And he came over and said hello to the record company executive that I was sitting with, and was very nice to me as well. I like him, but he's very buttoned up. He's kind of looked a bit like what he's wearing in this video. Everything was in its right place. Whereas I looked like a piece of shit at that time in the morning. A piece of actual shit. But there's this other thing about them, is that is he a Mormon? Are they all Mormons? What is a Mormon? Does that inform their stylistic choices? Mormon. Just looking now. According to Mormon beliefs, eating unwholesome foods defiles the body. Those are words to live by, actually. That's why he looks so good. Is it? Maybe his diet. I mean, when I looked at him, I thought, well, this guy, look at that complexion, look at that sort of, what's the word? The body mass index. Look at that. Look at the BMI on that. I said, BMI! And I thought, well, he must be like a vegan. But this explains it. So it's to do with the eating unwholesome foods defiling the body belief of the Mormons. It served him well, I think. The church teaches that members should eat the proper quantity of food for growth and good health. Makes sense. Oh yeah, not allowed addictive substances. That's why he's had such a prolific output, really, because he's not fucking his life up. I wish I should have been a Mormon, shouldn't I? Probably would have saved me a lot of anguish. Mormons are encouraged to eat healthy and take care of their bodies. They're discouraged from drinking alcoholic beverages. Coffee, I love coffee though. Tea, I'm English, what am I going to do? Smoking of any kind, that's one of my weaknesses. And illegal and illicit drugs, don't know what you're talking about, officer. Is there something to do with the way they dress as well? I've seen him on stage a lot wearing, I think, like the clothing of Saint Laurent when Hedi Slimane was the chief designer of Saint Laurent. He was wearing a lot of their stuff then. So what I'm saying is, when he's all done up like this, everything fastened, looking sort of formal, and I think that's because of the undergarment that you're obliged to wear as a Mormon. It seems to be like it's a vest and underpants thing. It's not dissimilar to what I sometimes wear, but I usually go for a light blue, little blue pants and vest. And I thought that the Mormon undergarment was a onesie, but I just can't understand how you get into it and out of it. And also if you need to go to the bathroom quickly. But maybe that's none of my business. And I know that this is probably not an area that needs to be discussed while we're looking at this video, but I do think that as luck would have it, I think the Mormonism has informed his life choices to the degree that he dresses all buttoned up, really suits him. He stands rigid and tall, his BMI is impressive, and he looks super healthy. But he has an intensity in his eyes. I'm realising that some of the appeal is the way the bass player approaches his work. It's quite a saturated sound, and he's really just piling through this. It's a fall to the floor drum beat. There's nothing that fancy happening, but it's exciting because the rhythm section knows what they're doing, and they're doing it. They're playing hard, And then you've got the 80s synthesizers with all the 90s guitars. So I think people probably thought that they were like the archetypal kind of 90s indie band, actually. It sounds like it's got, some Britpop elements in it. I mean, I know I'm late to the party to be analysing this song, but I'm trying to understand the phenomenon of it, because the numbers that it's done, for it to be so popular for such a long time, what is the secret of it? What's happening? I'm just looking at a comment that might give us some idea of why it's enduring. This song is forever amazing. Whoever is going through tough times, I hope you can find peace and get through it. When people say this song makes people feel better, people don't realise that this was written after he found out he was being cheated on. None of our business, though. It doesn't matter about what he's going through. It's the song and how it makes you feel and how you relate to it, isn't it? Easily one of the very best rock songs to come out in the years. Straight up, it really is. People just love it, don't they? If this song isn't playing at my funeral, I'm not dying. Wow. Imagine having a song about infidelity and jealousy played at your funeral. Jealousy, jealousy, how wrong can you be? Matters of the heart. Life is... Sorry. It's quite a lot of repetition in the lyric as well. He just sort of sings it with slightly more intensity and affectation on the second time around. So maybe that's part of it as well. Like once you've learnt the lyrics once, you're good for the, like, you only need to learn half of the lyrics really, because it applies to both halves of the song. Could it be that? I might be wrong about that. I just didn't check properly, but it seems like they're very similar. Eager eyes. I always thought that was eagle eyes. Open up my eagle eyes, because I'm Mr. Brightside. I was wrong. The drummer looks like he's playing in that jazz style with a sort of side stick. Don't know if that's of interest to any of you guys, but it doesn't sound like he's playing like that, but it looks like it. It's a fairly nasty sort of synth patches in there, but they sit nicely with the guitars. So, what is it? Is it just because it's a universal? Maybe it's because it's an enduring and universal sort of feeling, you know, that hard done by, wronged by a lover kind of thing. But I don't know. I suppose anybody can relate to being dumped, can't they, at some point? But yeah, powerful stuff. Well done, The Killers. I hope that he continues to stay in the UK charts for another 5 years or more, maybe. Good luck with it. And hi, Brandon. Justin Hawkins writes again. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos. Cheers.